I mean, you can guess what's gonna happen now that I only have a simple eye makeup on. Hello there and welcome to another video where I look at lipstick alternatives. You actually seem to enjoy these pretty much, which I'm very happy about because I thought there could be a target group for this. So today we have another category of lip products that I am pretty familiar with. I have a lot of them and I want to show you because there's a lot of differences between these, and they're lip oils. So today we're going to be talking all about lip oils, tinted ones, shimmery ones, colorful ones, clear ones. So let's get to it. You know, as I like to do it, I'm gonna start off with the more affordable ones and I'm gonna work my way up to a few of the higher end ones that I have. Not too many though, because I feel like these are mostly in my collection taken over by the drugstore. So I know there are many very famous lip oils that are high end, but I just don't, you know, I don't need them, I guess. So let's start off with this one. This is the Catrice Powerfull 5 Glossy Lip Oil. They do have a lip balm, tinted lip balm that I spoke about in one of the other videos. And this is kind of like the same collection, same packaging. This one is in Raspberry Glow and they were all pretty much like reddish, pinkish tinted. So this one is probably the most red one, and the thing about lip oils is that they're usually very sheer. This one I would almost describe as like not tinted at all. It's very subtle. So it comes in like a regular packaging. You have hyaluronic acid, almond oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. So it's a very, very like occlusive oil. It is very thick, a lot thicker than I expected. It does smell very nice. You can see that the raspberry thing kind of translates a little bit. It is kind of like a pinkish shade, I would say. It doesn't look too bad. It is very thick though. It reminds me of a lip balm a little bit. So it's definitely not one of those like more slippery and lightweight lip oils. This is more of one of those like very thick ones. Good thing is that it's not like super opaque. So you can probably put this on top of like a lip liner or something else if you want a little bit of a glossy ombre look or something. And it's still gonna be fine. This one I don't reach for as much as the other ones because it is very thick and because I don't tend to wear this kind of pinkish red color at all. So this one is nice in texture, more like an actual, you know, like a lip balm at home kind of thing. I don't necessarily wear this outside all that much. Next in the list, we actually have a very similar one. This one is from Beauty Bay and it's their Jelly Lip Oil. It comes in like this Y2K packaging. It was part of the like retro, it's not retro. It's not retro. It is just a nice glossy lip oil. I hate the color combo, the red with the pink. Ew. But this lip oil, except for being kind of annoying to put on, is a very different one. This one is very lightweight and super runny. And as you can see, a lot less pigmented. You have a lot of glossiness. The previous one wasn't as glossy for sure. This one is like truly, truly runny, lightweight oil. There is a little bit of tint going on, but it's very subtle, nothing too extreme. So this one is definitely more neutral in the color actually on the lips. I quite like it. It is a little bit too thin, so if your lips are like chapped or a little bit, you know, like knotted, this is not going to help them very much because the occlusive layer is just not there. So if you want something to like make your lips better, kind of like a lip balm kind of effect, I would go for a thicker oil. This is more like a lip gloss, but I don't want to wear a gloss kind of situation. It is not sticky, it is kind of glidey, but it is very lightweight and it does sink in. Depends on how your lips, you know, are. If they're really dry, it's going to sink in pretty fast. But I really like this one. One annoying thing though, if you put on too much, which is very easy with that kind of packaging, it's gonna bleed a little bit everywhere because it's not really thick, so it doesn't stay in place all that well. So I did experience some, you know, like weird bleeding around the edges of my mouth with it. So it really depends on you. Just, you know, be careful on the amount you're putting on, because if you overdo it, it's gonna be everywhere. It also gives you like a nice illusion of a thicker lip, because I spoke about this many times, the optical illusion of a glossy smooth surface just makes you think, oh, those lips are big, even though they don't really have to be that big. Oh, this is gonna be a lip purgatory once again. Next up, one of the first lip oils, if not the very first lip oil actually, that I ever discovered. These are the NYX This Is Everything lip oils. These are, I think, from their last year's Pride collection. And I have two shades. One is the Original Fire and the second one is Luscious Pink. So they are very lightly tinted. One of them is like kind of red orangey toned and one is like this purpley pink. You cannot really see that well, but it's fine, you'll see in the swatches. The thing with this is that it's very convenient. I really like the packaging. I really like the wand. It's kind of flat. It doesn't pick up too much product. And the product itself is actually amazing. It is oil as well. Let me put on Original Fire first so I can show you. It is also pretty thick, but in like the most nice, like luscious, beautiful way. As you can see, the pigmentation is just not really there. It's just like very barely tinted, which I don't mind. Like, I feel like having a full-on pigmented lip oil is a little bit annoying. And I did have one of those, so I know for a fact that it's very annoying. But this is what it looks like. It feels definitely a lot thicker than the Beauty Bay one, but it's not like super thick. Like, you cannot feel it being like all, you know, layered on your lips. These are kind of like a middle ground between the two previous ones, where you still have a lot of that, you know, care for your lip. There's the occlusive layer, you know, they're moisturized. You cannot feel like every crack and everything because it's kind of covered by that oiliness. And it's also like not super thick, so it's very comfortable to wear. And it's also very nice. It is quite glossy, definitely not as glossy as the Beauty Bay one because it's not as wet. But I would definitely say that this is a great gloss alternative because, you know, it doesn't string, it's super easy to apply. You can reapply quite a few times before it gets like kind of gulpy or anything. The shades are very like barely there. So if you just want something, you know, to care for your lips, you don't really like the balminess, you don't really like glosses, but you want something that looks like glosses, this is such a good alternative for me. And I went through tons of these oils. I mean, they're not the cheapest for sure, but I would say that they are kind of worth it. If you get them on sale, then they're 100% worth it. Let's try the other one now, the Luscious Pink. I don't think I see much difference. It might be a tiny bit more pink toned, but I don't know. I feel like this could be one of those situations where you can really see the potential of the tint once you pair it with the right product. So I can imagine that if you put on like a red lip liner, it would look great with a red lip oil. And if you put on like a really pink lip liner, it would look better with a pink oil. But you know, but they're both pretty similar actually. Now, let me dip into some other affordable brands as well. This is the Colourpop LUX Lip Oil. You cannot see anything on it because it's so rubbed off. But this is one of their oils in the shade Skinny Dip. And I bought this one specifically because Market was full of these, okay? Reds and pinks and these like sheer tints. No. Your girl needed something nude. And this one is actually a great nude lip oil. It's like more on the glossy side. When I tried the Luxe glosses and the Luxe lip oil, I really thought that this is supposed to be more like the gloss formula. It is very sheer, but you can definitely see the nude tint. And it's not very oily. It is a little bit more just like a gloss. It's like that balmy, but definitely not sticky. It's a very nice texture, very nice shine. You can see that my lips are a little bit more nude than with the other ones, but it's nothing crazy. So again, if you were to wear like lipstick underneath, a lip liner underneath, or nothing underneath, whatever, it would still look pretty nice and kind of like neutralize the lips a little bit, I feel like. That is kind of what my use case was, that my lips are already like red enough by themselves, so I don't really want to accentuate that. And this is one of the things you can use to do that. Texture-wise, these are actually similar to the NYX ones. I feel like I have some glosses that are this exact texture. Like, I'm not mad at it. I feel like oil-infused lip glosses are a great thing we're kind of missing on. Yeah, so don't sleep on lip oils, people. They can look fabulous. Another very affordable brand that does lip oils is e.l.f. And again, we have some tinted ones. I'm gonna start off with a shade Nude Kiss. The thing with these is the packaging is just so bulky and annoying. I really don't like it. The doe foot is very small. It deposits the product in like a weird way. But these are definitely the most pigmented so far. Now, I got these specifically for that reason, because I wanted a gloss alternative that wouldn't be sticky. This was still back in the day when all the glosses were sticky, at least all the ones that I knew, and I wanted a glossy lip, and this was honestly like my go-to for so long. It is a little bit more muted in real life, I feel like, than on the camera. There's a little bit of tint, there's a little bit of shine, you get the care of the lip oil. It's not too thick, it is actually like thinner than it looks, which I guess it's fine. It really depends on what you're after. But this is one of the thinner lip oils for sure, and a little bit more focused on the look rather than on like the moisturizing properties. It still feels like a little bit balmy, oily. I don't like to use the term oily with the lip oils because they do not feel oily by any means. I feel like you kind of have to experience a lip oil to understand. And the second shade I have is the Coral Kiss, which is a little bit more on like the orangey coral side. The wand is pretty precise, but you run out of the product so fast. This is what the coral one looks like. I didn't like this one as much because it looks a lot more pink than coral. And it's just, I feel like the darker color and the more like muted color looks a little bit better than this like orangey pinkish thing. But the texture is definitely the same. Feels good, looks good, nothing to complain here. Honestly, if you're not using lip oils, like what are you doing? I'm not even sure they still sell these, but they were definitely great. Okay, and last one from like the super affordable range. So these are the Lotte London Glossed Supercharged Gloss Oil Tint. So this is kind of like a hybrid between oil and a gloss, but I feel like they are very similar to the e.l.f. ones, so I wanted to include them here because I think it's fair. So I'm gonna start off with this one. This is the shade Drenched. I've had this for probably longer than I should have, but I've been using the shit out of this all the time back in the day when I didn't wear glosses at all, because I was of that impression that the world is not a place with good glosses and just all of them are not good and all of them are sticky and I hate them. And it was kind of true, honestly. This was my salvation. So Lotte London Glossed. I really like the wand because it's super bendy. It's kind of similar to the e.l.f. one, but it's way better. And as you can see, there is some coverage in that tint. It's not just the oiliness. You can definitely see the tint when it was coming on. And it is nice. It's pink. It's kind of neutral. It was kind of like my everyday gloss. It does feel a little bit more dry than most of the lip oils, I feel like. It sounds like a little bit weird, but you can definitely feel it like sticking in place. This is not gonna bleed anywhere, this is not gonna move anywhere, it's just like a gloss pretty much, like a good gloss. They do have a lot of shades, which is something that I really appreciate. The e.l.f. one didn't have as many, but yeah. Here of course I have like a super neutral one and like a super crazy one. This one I didn't wear as much yet because I just don't have purple hair or anything just remotely suitable to wear purple. This is what it looks like. It is more like a warm purple tint, I think, than anything else. I tried to put on a little bit more so you can really see the color. This is beautiful. So if you are kind of looking for like a purple-ish lip, but you don't want to go like full-on matte lipstick purple, this is so nice. I feel like there are so many people that should be wearing tones like this, but are just so afraid to try them. But I'm missing out on purple. So yeah, it kind of looks like they're pretty buildable too, because as I was applying more, the color definitely came through, and I actually love that. I'm kind of surprised I wasn't wearing it more before. That is so pretty. That's also what I like, that they have some colors that are pretty unique, just like this one, and they're actually still pretty wearable. You know, it's a lip oil. It's not gonna be like a full-on 100% opaque color, which is great because this looks intimidating as hell. And the actual color is not it at all. It's not the same. If you are a little bit intimidated by darker colors or like different tones of colors, like, you know, more purple, more cool toned, more warm, if you go in with the oil with that kind of tint or color or just undertone, I think you cannot really go wrong. It's gonna give you like a great sample representation of what that kind of color or like that family of tones can look on you, which I think is actually pretty good. Plus it's super comfortable, really fuss free, I feel like. Another one is so new that I still have to record the swatch for it, but hopefully it'll be in the video. This is the new Sephora Care Better Balm. Now mind you, for some reason it's called Better Balm on the back. Shine lip oil. Guys, make up your mind, please. This is supposed to be a color amplifier and hydrating care. This is like thick. This is so hefty. For No reason whatsoever, but I kind of like it. They had several different colors. Some were more nude. I think this one was kind of like the darkest one. It is very cute though. It has like a lot of little glitter in it, and I've been wearing it quite a lot lately, so I really wanted to include it. Plus it's new, so I feel like some people might want to see the swatches and stuff. So let's just put it on. It has a very funny doe foot. It's like, it really looks like a foot. It is so nice. As you can see, this is not dark by any means. And it has a beautiful sparkle, of course, because of those tiny like shimmers or glitters. I think they're more like shimmer particles. You cannot feel anything in the formula. It smells actually very nice, kind of floral slash honey-esque smell. And it's so pretty. This is one of those oils that I like love instead of a lip balm. Back in my like lip oil era, when I didn't use any lip balms, only oils exclusively, this would be something I would just love. And I still do. I just wouldn't use it exclusively now. But definitely a great option. It is quite affordable. I think it's not that far from some other of these when it comes to price. And definitely a great texture. It's like silky smooth. It's just so nice on the lips. I almost feel like it looks kind of like a Fenty gloss. Like, the gloss on this is real, like it's really good. So I'm just more than happy with this. It's beautiful. I layered it with so many different like warm lip liners and it always looks so pretty. It's just like juicy, you know, it's just this juicy kind of brownish orange. Beautiful. I cannot wait to wear this like on the beach. This is such a look. For this one, I can tell you it's pretty sheer, but it gives you like this nice hue to the lip and so much shine. And it's just very comfortable and very moisturizing. So definitely love it. It's a little bit of a thicker one, but definitely not like gulpy or annoying or anything. Just great. Sephora did something good here. You know, we're gonna get to the high end when we have Sephora products. So this is, I don't think they sell at Sephora, at least not here, but this is the Vive Lip Dew Glossy Lip Oil. I recently saw, I think it was Soph on Instagram, rave about this, how good it is, and it's pretty, so I had to get it. I mean, I didn't have to, but I wanted to get it. I'm not sure if this has a shade name, but it is like the original. They have multiple different shades now. It is so beautiful, first of all. Like, this is just, it's stunning. But the doe foot is so big, it barely wants to come out of the bottle, and I always am afraid I'm gonna break it. I feel like this is the same doe foot that Clinique has on their lip oil. Anyway, it's like this golden color with a lot of different glitters. Let's just put it on, shall we? Again, very flexible wand. This one is thick though, like this is very thick. I kind of like this one more on top of something, but it definitely is a mood. There's a ton of little glitters and shimmers in it. I see some gold, some pink, some silver, I think. There's a lot going on in here, okay? It's a magical bottle. This is definitely like a 10 out of 10 gloss replacement. It is a lot thicker. It does kind of, you can feel it on your lips when you talk, which sometimes happens to me with like very heavy glosses. I don't like necessarily care for it, I don't mind, but I feel like some people might. So just so you know, this one kind of feels like it's there and it's very thick, but I don't feel like it's gonna move anywhere. But it feels definitely very thick, very moisturizing, very nice. Like just visual wise, I feel like this one and the Sephora one are the ones that I would wear instead of a gloss, like on purpose, because they have that shimmer, they really have that sparkle in them, and they do give you like the same kind of finish that you get with like a good thick moisturizing gloss. So this one is definitely a winner. I think it's a little bit pricey. I don't really remember how much it was. I definitely like it a lot. I think this is like one of the more unique lip oil textures, and it's so pretty. And last but not least, you know I gotta have something high-end, and I do. This is from NARS. Couldn't skip this. I couldn't skip this. So this is the NARS oil-infused lip tint in the shade Orgasm, of course. It is very iconic. It is like pink and it has like a lot of gold and peachy shimmer. Everyone loves it. I'm like kind of mad about it. So let's put it on. Very small wand. This one is a little bit more one of those like super slidey glidey oils, so it's not that thick. It does have like a little bit of that oily thickness to it, but not a lot. And it actually just glides on like butter. Now, the thing about this is that I find it kind of just not it. by itself on me. I don't think this looks that good. Also, I have a slight suspicion that it does one of those like pH adjusting things, and you know I don't like that. And it kind of makes me think that, because the more I look at it always when I put it on, the more I feel like my lips are getting like this weird purpley pink, and I don't like it. Now, as of the look of it, like if you look at it in the bottle, it's very different to what it looks like on the lips. So definitely you don't get as much of that like golden sheen or the peachy tone. You kind of just get the pink, and that's it, actually. Like pink and a little bit of this, like, you can see kind of like a cool shimmer, which I don't know where that's coming from at all. I really like this one texture-wise. And I feel like if there was a different shade in this that I would pick up, but I didn't because this was the only one on sale. Because these are hella expensive. And like for the money, nah, I don't think that's worth it. You can definitely feel a difference in the texture when you compare it to all the other ones I just tried. This one is like the smoothest. It feels expensive, but it's a lip oil. Like, I don't think you need this at all, actually. If you got the Sephora one instead, you would be better off. Because I feel like the balminess, the thickness is a little bit similar. I do like this texture-wise. Not as much like shade-wise, but texture-wise, yeah, I like that a lot. However, would I spend that much money on the NARS oil if I know that there are so many like good other ones? Nah, not really. So if you really want to treat yourself and the shades they have is really something that your heart needs, like go for it. Who am I to tell you not to? But I don't think you need that. Like this is just, it's again a great gloss alternative. You can see the shine, there's a lot of it. It's just the shade accuracy is not there for me, and just I like the other ones better. So yeah, back at the Sephora lip oil. It actually feels very similar to the NARS one. Now that I put them on one after the other, yeah, that's a dupe. So there we go. So those were my lip oils. I feel like this is more like an alternative to actual lip glosses rather than lipsticks, but you know, we already named the series, so. Because one thing you get from these is always, you know, the moisturizing properties, the smoothness, all that like usually nice smell, light tint, and no stickiness at all, ever. Which I think is great, because sticky glosses just should be banned by now, honestly. I hope you liked this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you maybe found something you want to splurge on. And I think that is it for today. So thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing. And if you want to see more videos where I talk about different lipstick alternatives, you can check out the playlist. See ya!